We need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.
All right, guys, welcome to the post-fight press conference. We're going to start with Mr. Hearn from Matchroom. Eddie, if you want to give any final comments.
Yeah, John won't be joining us. He's fine, but his doctors have advised him just to relax in a change room and do his drug test. So I thought I'd come out here and answer any questions that you have before Oscar and Jaime Munguia arrive.
Leon Ulloa for Chicana Boxing. How about Munguia versus Berlanga? Should Berlanga get past his, upcoming fight?
Yeah, I think, for me, I think he has 2 or 3 really big fights out there for him. I mean, the Benavidez fight is a huge fight. The Canelo Alvarez is a huge fight. Berlanga is Mexico against Puerto Rico. If Berlanga can look good on February 24th. But I think he's a very exciting young fighter, 43-0, great style. And, he's obviously not my decision. But if I had my way, it would be Edgar Berlanga. But he has a lot of options ahead of him.
Any other questions?
Eddie, John Ryder told us last week that if he didn't lose, he might have to ask some hard questions of himself. What do you think the play should be with John going forward?
Yeah, I think it's always difficult straight after a fight. But, I think having reached the heights that he's reached, particularly the Canelo Alvarez fight and the Jaime Munguia fight, I think there is a chance that could be the end of the road for him. We really believed he could win tonight. He really believed he did as well. I think, the start was a bit of a nightmare. The 4th round wasn't really a knockdown, but you had to score it a knockdown. And obviously having 2 knockdowns in the first 4 rounds was very difficult for him. But beaten by the younger, fresher man. So a decision to make for sure.
Eddie, Two Bros Boxing. You had mentioned that, Jaime's resume hasn't really been stacked with some of the best names, and sometimes you kind of question his credibility. Does a dominant win over John Ryder, does that give him a little bit more credibility now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for a guy who's 43-0, he doesn't really have a lot of, really prominent names on the record. That's a fact. But, he was also started his career very young. And, I think Fernando's done a great job to build him, and now Oscar as well. So I think a stoppage victory over John Ryder is a standout victory. I mean, you saw the Canelo Alvarez fight. He had him down, but, it went the distance. So I think the reason that Oscar and Golden Boy picked John Ryder was in the hope that they could stop him and do something that Canelo Alvarez couldn't. So I think that was definitely the biggest and most impressive win of his career so far.
Last question.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have a lot of tremendous fighters. So do we. I mean, if you look at it, you could do a mega card. I mean, firstly, Ryan Garcia against Devin Haney, who hopefully we can make this week. Jaime Munguia against Edgar Berlanga, another incredible fight. I mean, Virgil Ortiz against one of our 154 guys, maybe Israel Madrimov, maybe Conor Benn coming up, or Conor Benn against Alexis Rocha. You got Darius Fulgham down there. We've got plenty of middleweights for him as well. So there's literally a dozen fights that you could make. But, it's always disappointing losing to Oscar. So tonight we go with our tail between our legs.
What's the score now?
I think it's 5-4 to you.
All right.
Yeah.
Win is
These events be a series of events, or would you do like a whole card?
Yeah, I think it's a night. I think, and when we was at the WBC event this week, Bob Arum was talking to the PBC guys about maybe doing Top Rank against PBC. I think, for the fans like fantasy matchups, fantasy picks, and we have so many fighters in Golden Boy and Matchroom across the divisions. You could literally have a 7 or 8 fight card, and obviously with us both being on DAZN, I think it'd be a great look.
Okay, last one, Ernesto.
I think it's okay. Good to see you always. Congratulations, because Ryder is such a guy with a big heart. But what about the tournament in 168 in both Golden Boy and Matchroom as well? 168 is
I mean, look, another huge fight. They wouldn't fight him at the moment because it's a high-risk fight. Is Diego Pacheco. You know, Diego Pacheco is a future star. He's 20-0, and I see him fighting the likes of not just Edgar Berlanga, but Jaime Munguia, Canelo Alvarez. I know he trains with David Benavidez. So Diego Pacheco is an outstanding talent. He's 20-0. You know, I think he's the future at 168-pound division. But whether they want to fight him just yet, because you know you've got other fighters like David Morrell, who's not our fighter, but he's an unbelievable talent. I wouldn't put any of my guys. I wouldn't rush to be putting him in with David Morrell because he doesn't have the name and he doesn't give you the reward. So they've got Jaime to this point. But yeah, we have fighters at 168. Same with Golden Boy. But you know, I would like to see Jaime. If he doesn't fight Edgar Berlanga, I would like to see him fight Canelo Alvarez.
We need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.